Hi everyone, this is Aditya Gupta. I scored a 99.57% in Cat 24, and since we all know that the FMS forms are out, today I'm here with a video where I'll be showing you step by step how to fill the FMS forms. And there are a lot of students who make mistakes while filling the form, so do watch this video very carefully and do fill in the details very carefully. Do cross check it at least twice or thrice, right? So that you don't make any errors in filling your form, because later on they may create some problems. Okay, so FMS also has an SOP. What is an SOP? A statement of purpose, right? So the usual word limit is around 150 to 200 words, 1000 characters, right? So SOP is really important, which is included in this FMS form. I'll show you how to, where the SOP section is. But if you want to get your SOP reviewed, if you want to, if you need help to get your SOP written, right? So there's a WhatsApp group link in the description below. You can join that WhatsApp group, and then in that WhatsApp group, I'm there, and even a lot of other mentors are there, and we'll help you with your SOP form filling and all, right? So if you have any other doubts related to the form also, you can just join that WhatsApp group in the description below. It is even pinned in the WhatsApp it is even pinned in the comments, right? In the comments. So do join that WhatsApp group and we'll help you throughout your form filling and everything. Okay. So first of all, we are on the FMS website. This is the main website, the home page. Then we go to admissions, right? Admissions over here and online admissions portal. Okay. This is the first step. Then when we go to online admissions portal, there are two options, registration and login. Since we don't have a username or password, right? So I'm assuming like everyone is new here and they haven't registered already. So first of all, you have to register and then you will log in. So when you register, you'll get a username and a password, right? Working, because all the updates that FMS will give you, even the call letter that you'll get, will be on your email ID. So make sure your email ID is working and it is properly written, right? Do not make any errors with this. Okay, so email ID and your mobile number. Mobile number also should be a mobile number that is working and that you have with you 24/7, like all the time. Because whenever you get like the FMS results are out, or even when you get calls, or if there are any updates related to the FMS form, you'll get them on your email ID and your phone number, right? So just fill in this, then click on get OTP, and then you'll get an OTP, and this write the OTP. And after that, on your phone number as well as on your email ID, right, you'll get a username plus a password, right? My username which I got was MBA, and after that it was my phone number, right? And the password is very vague. The password is like very kind of a gibberish. So once you've gotten the username and the password, then we come to over here, right? Then we go, or either you can click here to log in, or you can go to home again, then we go to login, right? Since I already have my username and my this thing made, my password, right? I got them on my phone number, because when you register, you get them on your phone number. Now I'll just put in my user ID and my password and then this captcha, right? Okay, so now you can see we have logged in. I put in my username and my password, and now this is the page that FMS takes you to. Now over here you can see a lot of details, right? Because all of these details I haven't filled anything. So these are the options: profile, education, work experience, and then print option is if you want to keep a copy of the FMS form with yourself, right? So these are the three options. These are the three things that you have to fill, right? So first of all, we'll go to profile. Then here we have to choose MBA full-time course, right? Even in the registration part, there are three options that you get: MBA full-time, MBA executive, and one more MBA option, right? You have to fill in MBA full-time. Then this is the MBA full-time course that we have chosen. Now your CAT registration number, I'm pretty sure everyone has a CAT registration number, because FMS only accepts your CAT scores. If you are not giving CAT, then you won't be eligible for FMS this year, at least this year, right? So CAT registration number, fill in very properly. Like all the details that you're filling over here, make sure they are correct make sure they're correct. Cross check them at least twice or thrice so that you don't have any mistakes made, right? So first of all, we go to the registration number, we write in the registration number, again we write the registration number. Have you applied to FMS Delhi before? Since I have applied to FMS Delhi before last year, I'll do yes. And this makes no difference, right? Even if you have applied for FMS before, even if you have applied for FMS in the past 3 years, three times, it doesn't make a difference. Don't worry, if why is it asking me to do this, have you filled FMS Delhi before? It doesn't make any difference, right? Applied in year, just type in the year in which you applied. 2024 I applied, right? So then applicant name, make sure your name is correct, make sure your date of birth is correct. This is day, month, year. Gender, obviously. Alternate email, alternate mobile number, right? Put in a different email ID and put in a different mobile number, maybe your parents or someone else, right? Then you have nationality. I'm again like stressing on this. Make sure everything that you're putting in is correct. your nationality, your phone number, then you have your father's name, right? Father's occupation, mother's name, mother's occupation. If your mother is a housewife, just put in housewife. If your father is not working, if he's retired, just write in ex-serviceman or retired, right? If he has a business, you can just write in business owner or something, right? If he's in the army, you can write in army, right? So like that, you can just fill all of these details, parents details, right? Once this is done, then you go over here, caste, category. I'm general, so I'll just put in general over here. You can choose your category from all of these options, right? So this is the PWD category. If you belong to PWD category, just type in, just select the yes option. What is PWD? It is people with disabilities, right? If you have a disability, you can just type in yes or no. Let's say you have a disability, just type in yes, and there's another box that appears. Now you have to choose which PWD category you belong to, right? So you can just Google this, what is PWD1, PWD2, right? So there are certain levels of PWDs, so you can just Google it, right? And accordingly, you can just type in, whichever PWD category you belong to, right? Since I'm not from a PW category, just select no. So this is the CW category, and if you belong from a CW category, just type in yes. Let's say you belong from a CW category, and then these are the subcategories of CW, right? There are 9 subcategories of CW, but like if you belong to CW6 category, then it would be advisable not to apply from this CW category, because till CW5 all the seats in the FMS college they close. So if you belong either from CW1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, only if you belong from CW1, 2, 3 or 5, only then apply from the CW category. If you don't, then just type in no over here, right? Right, because this is advice I heard from a senior last year. Let's say you belong from a CW category 8, right? Let's say, or even a 6, right? Because let's say you belong from a CW category 6. People who don't belong from a CW category can just skip the video for a little bit. But if you belong from a CW category, let's say you belong from a CW6, and you're applying using this category, but in FMS only CW5 तक जो seats होती हैं वो allot होती हैं, CW5 का CW6 का chance ही नहीं आता है. So let's say you do this CW6, फिर उसके बाद you won't be considered in general, you would be considered in this CW6 category only. So even if you get a really good score, हो सकता है आपको कॉल आ ही नहीं, even if you get a 99.9 percentile, but क्योंकि CW5 तक सारी सीट्स क्लोज हो गई, तो आपको CW6 होने से आपको नुकसान और हो जाएगा, you won't get any advantage. Okay, so I'll just be, I belong from CW6 category, so I'll just be putting in no over here. Okay, if you belong to ward quota, what is ward quota? If you belong to, let's say your let's say your mother or father is a teacher in DU, right? If they are a teacher in DU, then just type in yes. And there are other categories for ward quota also. You can just look them up on Google, right? Since I don't belong from a ward quota, I'll just put in no. Then this is orphan. Are you an orphan? Yes or no, right? Right, then this is a correspondence address, your address. I think this is pretty evident what you have to do here. Just put your address very, very carefully. Make sure the address that you're putting is correct. Your address, city, district, country, pin code, state, everything is correct. So this is the correspondence address for communication. Let's say they want to communicate you by sending you a letter or something, right? So make sure your correspondence address is correct. Make sure this address, city, district, pin code, state, country, everything is put in correctly, right? Pura form, like the entire form, check it once or twice before submitting it. Okay, so correspondence address is the address that you're living at right now, and permanent address is like where your permanent home is. Okay, so these are both the addresses. Now comes the photograph and the signature section. Like you can see, the size should be between 5 to 25 KB, and even for signature 5 to 25 KB. And let's say your the size for your signature or photograph is bigger than that, then there are many apps on Google Play Store or App Store which you can download, like image compressors and all. So you can use those and just reduce the size of your photos and signatures. Okay, there is that. Now this is a statement of purpose, experience details, extracurricular activity, list of honors, right? Like you can see, statement of purpose, very, very important. You have to fill it very, very carefully, because 10 marks is allotted to the discussion of your statement of purpose. So what does statement of purpose include? Like, why do you want to do an MBA? Why do you want to join FMS specifically? How do your goals, how do your values align with FMS? Your life story. So it is basically how you have to curate your life story in just 1000 words. Curate your life story, why you want to do an MBA, then why do you want to do an MBA from FMS, what is good about FMS, what do you like about FMS. So there's a lot of things that you have to write in your SOP very, very carefully and in a very concise way. You can't really expand a lot, you can't really describe a lot of things, because you only have 1000 characters, which are like 150 to 200 words. Okay, so statement of purpose is a very, very important thing. If you want to get your statement of purpose reviewed, or like need help to write a statement of purpose, you can join that WhatsApp group in the description below, or in the comments which is pinned, and then we'll help you out with that. Then there is the experience details. You have to write your work experience in this, what you have worked, where you have worked, what, how all you have contributed. Like if you can just describe about your work experience in quantitative measures, then write that. That would be very, very impactful. Even if you have interned, even if you have done an apprenticeship, then also you can write about the work experience over here, right? Now comes the extracurricular activity section. Here you have to write in what extracurriculars, like what hobbies or what stuff you have done other than academics, right? Let's say you worked with an NGO, you can talk about your work experience at the NGO over here, right? And let's say you were some president in a club in a college, you can talk about that. If you were in the place com, you can talk about that. So anything, your hobby, just talk about that in the extracurricular activity. Make sure everything you're writing is very apt and very relevant to the interviewer, right? Whatever he or she is reading, it should be relevant to them according to your profile, right? Don't just write in anything, right? Like I used to swim in class fifth or like anything like that, right? So make sure everything you're writing is very, very like up to the date and very relevant to the interviewer, so that he'll gain some knowledge about you from this. List of academic honors, prizes, scholarships, right? This is, I think, very self-explanatory. If you have won some Olympiads, if you have won some state championship, district championships, or like in sports, if you have won some medals in debate, if you have won something in dance or music, so you can just write all of that in here. And then this is it about the profile section, right? Once you have written everything, then you can just update your profile. Just click over here, and then profile will be updated, right? Now this section is full. Now we'll go back to dashboard, right? Okay, now you have your educational information section. This is the 10th, 12th diploma, 12th or diploma, whatever you have done, 12th or diploma, right? This is ITI. What is ITI? It is Industrial Training Institute, like, for building, electrician, plumbing, and all, right? If you haven't done anything like that, any course like that, then you can just leave it this section. If you have done, you can just select it and then just fill the form over here, right? Then graduation and post graduation. This is PG's post graduation, okay? And even in graduation, let's say you have done some special course, right? Not in graduation, if you have done some course like CFA or a CA, you can just type them over here, right? Course 1 and course 3, like everything you can see. School, colleges, mention the name of the school or college. University, like example CBSE, like I think everything is very clearly given over here. CBSE, ICSE, state board, anything, right? Now you have a degree over here. Obviously in 10th and 12th, 10th you won't have any degree. In 12th you would write science, PCM, commerce, or whatever you had, right, in your 12th class. Subjects, also just write the main subjects. In 12th you would have like 5 to 6 subjects, or like for some people 10 to 12 subjects. But in graduation, let's say you have a lot of subjects. Let's say you have 6 subjects every semester or 5 subjects every semester. Obviously you won't write all of those subjects. Just type in the main subjects, right? Main 5 to 10 subjects, that is it. You don't have to write all of the subjects. Then year of passing, then the marks, everything, maximum marks slash CGPA, right? If you get CGPA in your 10th, 12th, or graduation, you have to convert them to percentage, right? And how would you convert them to percentage? There is a this thing, CGPA to percentage conversion formula, right? That you get from your college, as well as like if you had CGPA in your class 10th, let's say you're from CBSE board, if you had 10 CGPA for CBSE, the conversion this thing percentage is 9.5. So let's say you have 10 CGPA in your class 10th, then you have 95 percentage in your class 10th, right? So that is the case. And just like for graduation, a lot of colleges have a different conversion percentage formula, right? Some colleges it is 9.5, for some colleges it is 10, right? So let's say you have a 10 CGPA, that means 100 percentage for some colleges. If you have a 10 CGPA, for some colleges it would mean 95 percentage, because the conversion formula would be 9.5. So for that, you would have to consult your college, and you can just write a mail to your college and they'll send you conversion formula sheet, right? Because it is written over, candidates shortlisted for interview need to produce copy of CGPA to percentage conversion table at the time of interview. You have to take that copy and just show it to them for proof. This CGPA I've gotten, and this is the conversion percentage conversion formula for CGPA to percentage, right? Now you can do this, update education qualification, and then this will be saved as well, right? So this is the work experience area. Here it is the company name and the designation, which date you started working in that company from, and till which date are you working. And let's say you worked in more than 1 or 2 companies, right? And then when you fill in all these details for the first company, right, just upload a work experience certificate. What is work experience certificate? If you have a joining letter or your salary, pay slips and all, you can just upload them and then add experience, right? When you add this, when you click on this, then another box will appear down here, right? And then for the other company, you can again fill all the details like that. And up to which date, let's say you're still working, you're presently working, just fill the form, just fill the this thing, date. Whichever date you're filling the form, just put in that date only, because you have to understand FMS does not give you any points of work ex. So even if you have 2 years of work ex, 0 work ex, any amount of work X, you won't get any points for your work X, right? Only in the interviews are going to talk to you about, what have you worked, what do you do in your work, how did it impact you and the company, right? Everything like that. So you can just put in any date like this over here, even if it is like 2 or 3 months less, or even 4 or 5 months less or more, it wouldn't create any problems, right? Make sure, like, Zada, you're not showing your work X more than what you have done, okay? So you can just do this, then you can just add experience, and then it would get submitted, okay? After the last thing. So after you have filled the work experience, I think everything is done. So through this page, you can just assess and just check whatever details you have filled in, your photo, your signature, all this, right? All of these spelling mistakes, even a single spelling mistake and a single mistake in date can create some problem for you guys. So make sure everything that you've written, you check it properly. And after you have filled in all these details, right now I haven't filled any of the details. So once you have filled in all the details, there will be an option to make the payment. So once you make the payment, you would have this thing, FMS form submitted, and you can even print it from here. You have the option to print over here, right? So this is how you can fill the FMS form. And if you have any doubts related to your SOP, or if you have any doubts related to CAT or its preparation, or let's say just the FMS form also, right? You can just join the WhatsApp group of iQUANTA. It is in the description below and even in the comment section, right? So you can join the WhatsApp group. I'll be there and a lot of other people to help you out. So just join that and we'll help you out if you need any help, right?